Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answers to the human experience? Welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, a 2-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. Spiritually Speaking with Sarah is presented by the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. For the next 2 hours, listen, call in, and watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, and share love and light.
Oh, there's love. 'Cause 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 there Oh, yes, indeed. There is a light right here on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we're answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. You have a question, Spirit's got answers. You know, when you have a question and you ask the universe, when you ask your angels, when you ask your guides, when you sit in your quiet time with God, how do you know God answered? How do you know that there's a sign from the universe that lets you know you've been heard? Have you ever asked God the question, do you hear me? There's an opening energy of our prayer, our intentions, our requests that creates an even flow. But we as mere humans, mere mortals, we don't always feel the response, the prompting. And because we tend to get lost in the energy of what hasn't happened yet, we don't notice the things. It's all about being in the flow. And being in the flow means taking the time to notice. Now, many of us will say we're busy, we're stuck with our routines, and we've got a lot on our plate. And Lord knows it's been a busy year, but busy in a different way. So perhaps we're not catching all of the promptings. But it's to just feel the feeling and do it anyway. You know, last Wednesday night when I left the radio show, I was all set to drive down the road the exact way I always do. I was going to be in the left lane of the two lanes that I drive down, and I had just made my turn out of the radio station, and I was in the left lane, and then I had the prompting. It's that feeling. It's that thought that says, no, move over to the right lane. You're going to pull over to the gas station that's right there on the corner. And remember the guy who used to be the clerk at the gas station close to your house? You're going to stop by and see if he's actually working behind the counter and say hi. Kind of a strange thought, right? To visit someone who used to work at the gas station that they closed near my home, which is at least 40 plus minutes away from the radio station, just to say hi when I just got done doing sessions all day and coming here and chatting with all of you on radio. And then I'm going to stop when I really want to get home. Yeah, that was the feeling. So the interesting thing is that I felt this prompting and I said, okay, what's a few minutes? Normally the routine would be like, keep going, we got to get home. So I pull in and I park the car. And there's a woman approaching me coming out of the gas station. And I kind of look in my head. You know, we've got our masks on now, so it makes it even harder for me to quickly remember who's who. Because when I sit across from people in a session, I'm really focusing on the messages, so I'm not really name association with the face. It doesn't click for me the same way it did when I was in my corporate job. But I see this face coming towards me, and I'm like, oh, I think she's one of my customers. I think I better hurry up and think about who she is real quick because she's coming close. And all of a sudden, I hear, hey, Sarah. Hi. And as she came close, I said, oh, hi, Carol. How are you? Good to see you. And she starts talking, and we talk about the person she referred me to and that the person was having a phone reading. And, so we went into that conversation. And so we were talking about that. And then she talked to me about, and I'm going to tie this all in together for you because she starts talking to me about the number that I gave her in the pick 3 to play at her reading. You see, her birthday is 12/08. And I looked at her and I said, Carol, you need to play 128. It's going to come soon. It always comes around this time of year. And I know that number really well. It's going to come. And so when I saw her, I said, oh, really, I know you missed it, but at least we were right. Spirit prompted you. And she told me, she said, I got out of work and I was too tired to stop. And then when I got home and then I checked it later on, I realized it came. And had I stopped, I would have gotten the number. Just in the time frame that you told me it would come, it came. And so I said, well, Carol, I'm sure there'll be something else. So, and we laughed about it. Now, the reason why I had to stop at the gas station and say hi to the gentleman who was behind the counter, who I was hoping to catch. Now, mind you, I don't know he's behind the counter. Well, the other thing that was prompting me to go, well, that was because that gas station is where I would play a number and hit, and then I would always give him a tip. And I would always thank him because to me, he was part of the good flow, the good mojo, the being in the energy of the flow. Because he'd be like, oh, this one you're going to get. I know it. And he would hold such a positive vibe for me that, of course, if I won $500, of course, I'm going to go back and give the man some money because this is how the spirit world works. It's this even exchange of energy. So I had to go say hi to my good lucky charm, right? So I go into and they don't have a lottery right up here the street at that gas station. So I can't play a number there. So I went in and he's like, oh my God, I was just thinking about you. And I said, well, I remembered that you had said you worked down here and I thought maybe I'd catch you on a Wednesday night. And he says, oh, yes, yes, yes. And he goes off in his wonderful accent and he says to me, he's like, oh, take a drink. Let's, so I got a Gatorade and we talked for a minute. And of course, my customer comes back in and now she's saying all these wonderful things and how I gave her a number. And he goes, oh, yes, she's very lucky, very lucky. He goes on to explain to her and he starts to tell her our history. And so then she was having a little trouble with the gas or something. So he walked out with us and he was helping her. And he said, all right, he goes, well, I wish you the very best luck. And I said, oh, thank you so much. So that was what Spirit prompted me to do. You see, Spirit knew it wasn't just my idea of like, hey, I'd really like to go visit someone that I used to see regularly at my local gas station for years. And in my being, I know I'm right up the street. What's a couple of minutes off my personal time? Not a big deal, right? To just say hi with no expectation, no reason to stop other than to make sure they're doing well during these difficult times. And in that energy, what did Spirit bring me? Spirit brought me my customer, and I got to talk to my customer, and we got to share the energy. But this story gets so much better because, remember, I told her play 128. Well, the opposite of that number, or the flip side of that number, is 2s sometimes get changed into 7s. So the very next day, when I went to play a number, what do you think came? 178. So you see, it's always being in the flow. And it was like I connected the dots of things that work for me. I connected the dots of energy that flows around us. And sometimes, unfortunately, we miss that energetic flow because we're not following the simple prompt. You see how easily a thought led to an opportunity to have a conversation which reconnected me with my positive flow of connecting to numbers and almost as if I was still in Royal Palm Beach playing the number, I connected to the person and then my client showed up at the exact same moment that I was parking the car. There are no coincidences. That was divinely guided. Now, what would have happened if I didn't listen? Would I have missed anything major? Not really. My customer would have gotten gas. The guy behind the counter, would have went across his day, just had his night shift and done whatever he had to do. And I'm sure I would have caught him another time. But I had a series of synchronicities and connections that then led me to the flow. And when you're in the flow, other good things happen. And so when I tell people, when I share with all of you, to please, follow the prompting and really listen to what Spirit is saying. You ask questions and Spirit gives answers. But sometimes as human beings, we are locked in to hear the answer that we want to hear, or we want to drive the conversation the way we want it to go. Just like I wanted to drive my car down Dixie Highway. I think that's where I am, Dixie Highway. And I wanted to drive down Dixie Highway in the lane that I always turn in and just keep going and, head back up to, wherever I go to reach my home, depending on the route I'm taking. But no, I felt a prompting to change the routine. And I think everybody has to change the routine. And those of you who received a lot of blessings and a lot of aha moments in this 2020 into 2021, which is seeming like a repeat of 2020, what we're feeling is we have time to notice some other things, and we broke our routines. We're on a new routine. We're in a new energy, and it's forced many of us, most of us, to think outside the box. And those who think outside the box, they're really getting new ideas and exciting things happening. Yes, we are all navigating difficult times, and that doesn't make it any less difficult for anybody. But there are those who are really flowing in the flow and really feeling all the nuances of the changes and the new ideas coming in, that they're allowing it to flow, just like I allowed myself to follow in just a new idea. It's following the promptings. It's following the new opportunities that come before us and not saying, well, I don't know if I can try that or I can do that. It's like if you were offered an opportunity to go to a restaurant, which we don't do much of at this very minute, but back in the day, someone says, well, have you ever tried this food? You should try it sometime. No, I don't know if I'm going to like that. And you just never try. How many times have you tried a new dish and then you realize you absolutely love something different? But you don't know unless you try. And what 2021 is asking of all of us is to just stop. Stop long enough to think about how you can align yourself with the messages from the divine, how you can enhance your life without external distractions, how being connected can be more than enough, everybody. Just being connected to the divine can offer you tremendous benefits and blessings, and also the opportunity to pay it forward. You know, I consider myself really blessed. And for all of us to be grateful at this moment, if you're of good health, if you are in an opportunity or a way that is allowing you to keep the roof over your head, give your family food, make sure everything's okay. Maybe it's not what it was for some, but if you have the opportunity to ride through this difficult time and find the blessings and the silver linings and pass through it, then you know that you're in the divine flow and the hand of God was on you the whole way. I heard the statistics recently of all the businesses that have closed. And the percentage is great. And when I look at the businesses that closed back in New York City, where I grew up in New York, I look at that and I'm like, wow, you know, some of the businesses are my friends, are people who had art studios or restaurants, people who had dance studios and yoga classes, gyms. All of those people, they can no longer make the living the way they did. Now, yes, we hear this on the news all the time. But those same people, the ones I know, they were forced to reinvent themselves. And they didn't give up. They came up with a new idea, with a new dream, with a new way of doing business. And they took all their skill sets and they transferred it to a different way. So today, on your way home from work, or tomorrow when you're going about your day, go a different way. See some different scenery. Shop at a different grocery store. If you don't feel like going home right away, there's nothing pressing, take the long way home. Take the time to be alone and listen to Spirit, because Spirit will never steer you wrong. And if you ask a question, Spirit does have the answer. You've got to be still enough and wise enough to listen. Stay with us, everyone. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going to go to the phone lines. We're welcoming your questions on Facebook and on YouTube. So glad to connect with you here on WWNN, 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and I am Sarah Spiritual. We'll be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Interested in state-of-the-art healing? Call Ray Crowley at 561-276-9643. Ray Crowley is a pioneer in the use of hyperbaric oxygen therapy, effectively treating cognitive disorders such as Alzheimer's disease, brain injuries, strokes, and showing great promise for treating COVID-19 without mechanical respirators. Ray Crowley has 40 years of experience in physical therapy, treating sports injuries, traumatic brain injury, and other neurological conditions with astonishing results. Visit OxygenRescueCareCentersOfAmerica.com or call Crowley Physical Therapy in Delray Beach at 561-276-9643 to schedule your appointment today.
Have you ever felt alone, sensing something more is around you, but are unsure how to connect? Do you wonder if your loved ones who are deceased are among you? Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium who can connect you with your loved ones, spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. For Sarah, life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. To contact Sarah for a personal reading, call 561-682-0956 or send an email to Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can also visit www.sarahspiritual.com for more information. That's 561-682-0956 or sarahspiritual.com. Let Spirit and Sarah raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call Sarah Spiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Do you know me? I am Sarah Spiritual, and you are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we are answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. And I'm so excited to connect with people all across this nation, and I am going to go right to the phone lines, and I've got to go to Kathy. And Kathy, she's in Orlando. Kathy, how are you?
I'm great, Sarah.
Good to connect with you tonight. And what is your question for us?
Well, we spoke over 3 years ago, and you told me I was in a routine and I needed to do some change, which I did. I moved to Orlando.
Good.
It's been great. I've been very blessed. I guess my question is my love life.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see from me?
So we are in search of the right, true connection. Is that what you're asking, please?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I heard a song when you first connected with me. So let me tell you what I heard. Been around the world and I can't find my baby. I don't know where, I don't know when, where he's gonna be. Right? So this is it. You've been looking and you can't find that connection yet. And the reason why I say yet is they talk to me about, kind of funny because this is an interesting time in our world, but this is a time of connections for you, and two hearts beat together to meet as one. So this is the energy that is coming around you. And when I spin you into the energy that's a little closer to your birthday, I move you into the month of August as we lead into the fall where your birthday will fall. I see this energy of connections, communications. I'm feeling this energy of a primary partnership. Now, it's not that I feel that you have gone unnoticed or that there hasn't been any connection that could have worked, Because I do feel that there's energy around you. It's just that you're not looking for just anybody. You're looking for the right somebody. Is this true?
Correct.
Yes. And so they make me aware that love is coming. And when I spin you between the end of this year into next year, this is where the energy is totally ripe, starting with the month of August of 2021. So love is coming. I feel as if there is someone from the past that the relationship and the way something ended or played out left you feeling a little disconnected and just hesitant in really opening your heart. Does this make sense, Kathy?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And
does.
it does. And so the universe, the guides, the angels, they're looking for you to open up your heart. Love comes to the heart that is open, that flows freely from the soul. Love comes from the heart that is open, that flows freely from the soul. Your soul is calling to the partner, but your heart needs to be healed to allow it to come. And this requires you to let go of the resistance and the memories of the past. Essentially, you're tripping yourself
Funny
up.
you say that. Funny you say that because that's what he said.
That's what who said?
That until I let go of the past, which I don't think, I mean, he is the father of my children. There'll always be a
Right.
relationship. But if tomorrow, God forbid, he wanted to come back, no, that wouldn't happen.
Right.
And I just feel that, you know, a relationship is a partnership. And
It is.
I didn't feel like I was giving 110%, and he wasn't even giving 50.
Right.
So I
But
kind of just
that's
stepped
on you,
back
though. But
to
that's
let
on
to
you right
see
now,
how
Kathy.
things flow. Exactly.
That's on you right now. Because you know what you know and you know what you lived, right? So,
Yep.
but we see it's not just past trying to come back. It's also that you haven't let go of the hurt. Just the fact that you can pull up so vividly the fact that you gave more than he, that lets us know that you haven't let it go. I am the woman who is attracting an equal vibrational match, a true partnership, someone who loves and adores me and I the same of them. And I am attracting an experience that is always in sync, and the partner picks up the other when necessary, but we always balance each other out. Because no one's ever going to give 100%, no one's ever going to give 50% all the time. We're going to have our ebbs and flows. But in the energy of love, love has a way of percolating, and it takes time. And it takes building a trust and a rapport between two people. And the people need to know what each person needs, where their space is required. Also, they need to know what they can count on from the other. And most of all, they need to always know, each partner individually always needs to know that they can sustain themselves and nobody completes them, for they are complete as their own. You see, this is why love flows freely to those with an open heart, and it flows from the soul. Because the soul is whole. So we attract the right partner who's going to balance out, and the show is not always going to be on you. But I'm going to spin you back a little further, because this conversation, according to Spirit, is so apropos for the moment. And your question, however simple yet directed towards you, is speaking to the masses. With your permission, we'll continue. You see, when I take you into the energy of your past, of when you didn't feel supported and appreciated, even in a young age, part of the reason why the relationship worked for as long as it did with your ex is because one of the things you needed to do in order to make sure you didn't get the rug pulled out from under you is for you to have more control in the relationship. And so you allowed it, because it was a safety mechanism for your little girl who's wounded from that past long before we ever dated. This makes sense to you, yes?
Yes, it does.
It does. And so when I spin you back to that time, the way Spirit takes me back to the moment that you first disconnected, not feeling like you could count on someone, not feeling safe and supported. That's where this all began. So it's for us, you, for me, for all of us, to go to our inner soul, to go to the fragmented parts of our personalities and to heal. And there's a work on my website one day, if you're able to pop on sarahspiritual.com and read about soul integration. You see, when we go back and we integrate that little girl who's still trapped, by the way, in that storyline, you will never repeat the story again. And the heart will be open and ready and receptive to receive the love that I see coming. And you won't miss it and replace it with someone that is, well, easier for you to manage.
Yeah.
But it is coming for you, Kathy. Be open. And I'm so glad you were able to take the promptings of Spirit and follow the yellow brick road, so to speak, and take yourself right to Orlando and have a fresh start. So glad to hear of the change. And thank you for remembering me after 3 years. I appreciate that as well.
I don't know. I got in the car. I left work late today, and something just told me, you need to call Sarah.
Well,
And I, you know, it's funny. You started talking about taking a different route, and I decided to take a longer route home because I said it's already late, and I want to be able to drive and peacefully talk to Sarah. And it's so weird.
so weird. But that's how we know we're all divinely guided, right? And
Yes.
you know,
that's
when
correct.
we ask a question, Spirit is listening. When we think a thought, Spirit is listening. And when we pose a question to nobody other than ourselves, like, what am I going to do? Spirit is listening. And that's how we all manage to navigate life. So thank you so much for following the prompting. Thank you for being the first call that I was led to pick up after coming out of my monologue, because you just put the cherry on the cake. So thanks so much. I appreciate that. All
No
right.
problem.
Thank you so much. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.
888-565-1470. We're going to go to the phone lines in Green Acres, Florida. Oh, we got Marianne on the line, but when I say Green Acres, Florida, Lord knows, I'm like, Green Acres is the place for me. Fine living is the life for me. Oh, my goodness. Take Manhattan, just give me that countryside. Yep, I can see the hillbillies right now in my mind. But, Marianne, I know it's not a hillbilly town in Green Acres, which is really kind of sort of Lake Worth, Florida. So thank you so much
Correct.
for calling. And we're glad to hear from you, Marianne. How can I help you tonight?
How are you, Sarah? I'm good.
doing good.
What do I want to hear from Spirit? I want to know how my husband and I are doing,
Okay.
our relationship.
Can I have his birthday, please?
8/25/63.
So the first thing that I'm made aware of is that last year for you, you went through quite a bit of changes for yourself, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel as if you were kind of rocked to the core and there were some difficulties in the household. Is this correct, please?
Correct.
Okay. And actually 2020, the pandemic was almost the least of your problems because it was just so much on your plate. This is also true, yes.
Yes.
And when I look at the energy around you, I feel as if you feel alone, you feel disconnected, you don't feel in sync, not just with a husband, but with anybody. You really feel like you're walking to the beat of your own drum and nobody's there, yes?
Yes.
When
That's what I feel, yes.
When I look at the energy around your husband, his energy, his spiritual energy, it's kind of like he too is removed and caught up in his own mind chatter. He overthinks. Yes, please?
Yes.
Yes. And I'm feeling that he's not communicating everything that's going on with him. And I feel like life has not led him down the path he wanted to be on at this juncture. He's pretty meticulous about how life is supposed to be. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. And when it doesn't match that right now, he's starting to feel, I see a lot of anxiety, anxiousness, discomfort. I'm not feeling like he feels like himself. So
Right.
the two
Yes.
of you are feeling totally overwhelmed by life individually, and then collectively, we are not matching and we are out of sync. I do see
Correct.
love. I do see love. It's not that there's not love there. There's caring, there's love, but we're not at the same pace right now. And you've been emotionally and spiritually growing over the past few years, and you've been looking for answers in different ways in different places, yes?
Yes.
And when I look at his energy, he seems just stuck and doesn't know where to go.
Right.
And I feel like there's a loss of something, or something that he wanted to finish or complete. Did he step away from a career or a business? Something just didn't really work out the way he wanted it to, please?
Mm, yes.
Yes. Yes? Okay.
Yes.
That's what I feel. That's how I see it. Okay. Something just didn't play out the way he wanted to.
Correct. You're right.
Okay. There was hesitation there. So I was like, oh, okay, do I need to ask another
Yes,
question?
yes,
As
there
weird?
is,
Okay.
yes. You're,
Okay.
No, you're right.
Okay. So the question of the relationship is, we're at a crossroad here. And there's free will involved. But the one thing my spirit guides tell me, coming from the guides now, is that we need to
Right.
really talk. There's a communication that has to happen. And I don't feel
Right.
that communication happen. And who was the
Right.
person connected to you that we lost not too long ago? Because I keep getting pulled and connected to someone on the other side here. Female energy, Marianne, who passed not too long ago, connected to family.
My side or his side?
Female energy connected to family. They're not stepping in a place for me to know whose side. But I feel like this complicated the past few years.
Yeah, well, I know his dad. The latest one was his dad.
Okay,
My aunt and uncle passed.
Okay, female energy. I'm going to work with your aunt then, because it's female energy that's coming through.
Okay, so it's my aunt.
Okay, his dad died in more 2019 into 2020, please?
That was my uncle.
That was your uncle. Okay, so I have the aunt and uncle here. Thank you for that. When did his dad pass?
2 years ago in September it was.
2 years ago, September.
Mhm.
Doesn't that put us in 2019?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there we go. So now I got to figure out who I got on the male side here. Hold on, Nellie, because we got to figure this one out here. Lord, I'm back in Green
Yeah.
Acres. Let me see. Okay. But
He
Aunt
misses
had
his dad very much.
he misses his dad very much, and I see that loss. You know, I feel that loss, and I feel like that really kind of took him down a darker path than he would
Yes.
normally have been on.
Right.
And it also gave him, you know, your husband didn't really stop to think about end of life until that happened with his dad.
Right.
It gave him a sense of finality to life, and now he doesn't really know how he feels about that. And as he's
Right.
progressing in life, he's not quite wrapping his head around that. Aunt's energy connected to your mom, yes, please. That's your aunt, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So there's something about her that has this different kind of, I want to call it a friendly, different kind of vibe. Like she had a different connection with you than you did with your mom. Does this make sense to you, please?
Yes.
Okay. Because she comes into me more like a friend than a parent or a relative. She comes in
My
with this.
aunt.
Yes.
Very close. I was close to
Yes.
her.
So she comes in more like a friend or a sister or than a parent or an aunt, you know, where they've got that personality. So she comes in like this, and she kind of comes and she kind of makes me feel like the two of you bonded at the end. Does this make sense to you, please?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And she makes me
did.
feel this connection of you as a little girl and her just so looking up at you, making you feel so special. Does this make sense to you, please?
Yes.
Okay. And it's interesting because, okay, so when she gives me these flowers, she makes me feel as if these flowers are representative of something the two of you would do, or you would give her flowers, she would give you flowers. And she's just these very beautiful, bright flowers. It's not just one flower, it's a bright flower collection. And she's giving you that almost as if it's like you have this new beautiful view of life. that she's trying to remind you of, and that you can still do anything and everything that you thought you could do. It's like you've got yourself in a box, Marianne, and you can't get yourself out of the box. This makes sense to you, yes? Yes. Okay. And when I hold this energy around you, she also makes me feel as if the conversation, coffee, something at the table, that the two of you would almost like bear all towards the end. Yes, please?
Yes.
And she says to me to tell you thank you. She says thank you for what you did. So it makes me feel like there's something you did at the end for her, yes?
Yes.
And there's
I'm taking care of her sister.
Okay.
My mom has Alzheimer's.
Okay. What is that now? Okay. So when I take her to this energy with you and I bring it together,
Yes.
There's something about music around your aunt. I don't know if she loved listening to music, and your mom loves listening to music.
Oh, yeah, they used to love music and dance.
Okay, so this is crazy, but it's really a weird song for me to hear, and I don't know if you'll place it the way she's giving it to me, but T for two and two for T, it's me and you. It's like an old song that you would almost like do like a little shuffle dance to. And I think it's more connected to her and your mom than it is her and you, okay? So you might want to find that and play that for your mom. I think it's a connection to your mom.
It's probably a Greek song.
So, Marianne, know this, that she brings you much love. She presents you with flowers, and she says thank you. She says thank you.
Welcome.
Okay.
So my connection with my husband will get better.
It will. There's just so much going on. So much going on, Marianne. It's a little too much right now. And the loss and the grieving of his dad, life not turning out the way he thought from a work, business, financial picture, it's just messing with him. But he's still the same man that you know. Give this time, Marianne.
So don't stress him.
No, girl. Quiet. Okay.
Keep my mouth quiet.
Well, of course, I want your words to be heard. But Marianne, you know, he's not himself. So don't poke the bear right now. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
I won't.
Marianne, thank you so much for calling. We've spoken before, yes?
Yes, we've had plenty of times.
Plenty of times. So I knew it was familiar energy. I just didn't know. I know we haven't spoken in a while. But thank you so much, Marianne.
Time.
Thank you so much for
Yes,
your
and
call.
I have to come and see you, Sarah.
I look forward to that, Marianne. We are in West Palm Beach, so pop on up. From Green Acres is the place to be. All right, my darling. Thanks so much. Bye for now.
You. Love
Bye.
you, Sarah.
Love you too. Bye. 888-565-1470. We're going to take just a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we got friends popping around on Facebook. We got a conversation going on. We've got some stuff going on YouTube. And I sure hope you visit sarahspiritual.com. Learn all about the types of sessions I do and all the great upcoming classes. We'll talk about that in a minute. Stay with us. Don't go away. You know, we're going to be right back.
Interested in state-of-the-art healing? Call Ray Crowley at 561-276-9643. Ray Crowley is a pioneer in the use of hyperbaric oxygen therapy, effectively treating cognitive disorders such as Alzheimer's disease, brain injuries, strokes, and showing great promise for treating COVID-19 without mechanical respirators. Ray Crowley has 40 years of experience in physical therapy, treating sports injuries, traumatic brain injury, and other neurological conditions with astonishing results. Visit OxygenRescueCareCentersOfAmerica.com or call Crowley Physical Therapy in Delray Beach at 561-276-9643. 9643 to schedule your appointment today.
For the most extensive multicultural array of spiritual products, classes, and healing services in a comfortable and convenient setting, you must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza in West Palm Beach. There, you'll find the products, services, and spiritual development classes to help you bridge the gap between you and your spiritual connection. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Habitat Plaza, West Palm Beach. Call them at 561-682-0955 or online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. For yourself or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza, Okeechobee Boulevard, West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit them on the web at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Interested in relieving tension, reducing stress, and revitalizing your energy? Call reflexologist Isabel Prado at 561-682-0954 to book your session. Reflexology of the hands, face, and ears improves circulation, the functioning of the nervous system, reduces fine lines and wrinkles, and leads to a glowing complexion. Experience what reflexology can do for you today. Contact Isabel Prado at 561-682-0954.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call Sarah Spiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
We're back here live on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. We've got some great stuff coming up at our Expedito Enlightenment Center. Actually, it's online, but we are connecting to all of you with some of our fabulous classes. So drum roll, please. We've got quite the schedule coming up. Oh, yes, our first class coming up is February 23rd. Spiritual Psychic Protection and Cleansing class. So if you want to know how to keep your energy clean and you'd like to know how to spiritually keep yourself protected no matter where you are, then this is the class for you. There's a coupon code, so the class will only cost $11. So we hope you visit us at sarahspiritual.com to register. Where else are we going in our class parade? We've got, how many classes do we have, Maestro? We've got quite a few. Candle magic. Do you want to know how to clear energy with a candle? Do you want to know how to communicate and connect with God through the prayer candle work? You see, candle is a very century-old practice. It's a ritualistic practice that connects us, and a candle is a light to your path. We've got that class coming up on March 2nd, and that class is only $13. We're going to talk about all the different candles, all the different colors, and all the things that you can do with candles. I just love playing with candles. Sure hope you join us for that class on March the 2nd. And we've got another class coming up, and that's going to take us to March the 11th. Lord, I'm going to be busy in March. We've got Learn to Connect to the 4 Archangels. That's Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, and, of course, Archangel Michael. We're going to teach you how to make a connection, how to form communication, and rely on each of the 4 archangels to assist you day to day. And we're going to go to another class that we've got coming up, and that one is on March 18th, and that class is only $11, and it's Ascended Masters Crystal Cavern. We're going on a journey. You want to take a road trip with Sarah Spiritual? Well, we're going to ride the Crystal Cavern, and all of us are going to go up into the energy. We're going to meditate. We're going to be in the presence of the Ascended Masters, and we're going to have magnificent healing and connections and guidance that we all need. I sure hope you join me for the Crystal Cavern on March 18th, and that class, too, with the coupon code, is $11. And then we're going to go to our next class, drumroll please, clearing space and creating sacred space. You ever wonder why one particular corner in your house is feeling a little funky? Ever walk into your kids' room or maybe your spouse's little spot and you're like, oh, Lord, what's going on here? Lord knows. Well, sometimes you need a little bit more than sage. You need to know what to do, how to clear the energy. And maybe your house is just a little bit haunted and it always was that way. Well, we're going to teach you how to clear those little pesky critters right on out. And we're going to teach you how to create a sacred space where you can always go and connect and be one with God. Use the coupon code. That class starts at $21, but when you take $10 off, that class too is $11, clearing space, and that will be on March 23rd. I think I've got another class coming up. Yes, indeed. Show Me the Money Universe. We've got Creating the Currency and the Abundance class. This is on March 30th. Drum roll, please. We are going to take you through this class, and that too is only $11. You want to know how to make money, show money, how to connect to money, how to follow the path of the light that takes you to creating money from unexpected sources, how to create prosperity in relationships, how to get that job promotion, how to manifest. This is the class for you. There'll be so many more coming up, but that's just a snippet of what we've got coming up. Want to know the details? Please go to sarahspiritual.com. I'm feeling the prompting. I got to go right back to the phone lines. And then later, we're going to go to Facebook. So gear up those questions. I've got Christina. Christina, she's in Pembroke Pines. Christina, how are you tonight?
I'm good, Sarah. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well, Christina. So I hear in this energy that you tried to come into 2021 with a new attitude. Is that correct?
Yes, actually.
Yes. When I connected to you, I heard, I got a new attitude, right? So you're working on creating this new attitude, this new flow for yourself, and kind of here, I'm woman, I'm going to roar. I'm going to step into my personal power. I'm drawing some boundaries for you. So they're telling me that you're also learning how to draw the boundaries so that you can feel like you're in your own sacred space within yourself and your soul. A lot of soul searching, a lot of self-development happening for you this year. And I feel advancement in the career front. So what's your question for me, Miss Christina?
Well, unfortunately, it's not about me.
Okay.
It's about my sister. I can give you her birthday.
What is her birthday?
It's August 11th, 1978.
Okay. What's your question for your sister, please?
So I found out today that she had a miscarriage, and I'm wondering if you see anything for her in the future, and maybe another pregnancy.
Okay. So this year is also important to your sister for her to kind of stay on track for something for her career. Was she working on something for her work in her career this year too? That you know of?
I know she's been working really hard, and because she does her own construction. She's a general contractor.
Okay, perfect.
So I know that's a lot of pressure on her.
It's a lot of pressure, and this year is a year of a lot of financial advancement and progression. As I look into the energy, the spirit that was her baby, and now she has miscarried, that energy, I do see that there's two other energies that are there for her. So she is there and on track. I do see a child for her. So I do feel that this is something that there will be another pregnancy and she will carry that pregnancy. So this is something for her to hold the vision. When I move the energy, I kind of go to the month of July as the month that will be really great for her to begin this next venture of creating a new baby. Okay?
Okay.
All right,
Thank you
Christina,
so much,
please
Sarah.
pass it on to your sister. And if I can be of any further service to her, just have her give us a call. I know it'll be all right. Bye for now.
I will.
Bye.
Bye.
There's a light. Yes, indeed, right here on WWNN 1470 AM and 95.3 FM and 96.9. We're going to take a minute to go to break. And then when we come back, we'll be back for our second hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
There's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Phone lines are open at 1-888-565-1470. That's 1-888-565-1470.
I am with is different now. People have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be. 'Cause the world is changing.
276-9643. Ray Crowley is a pioneer in the use of hyperbaric oxygen therapy, effectively treating cognitive disorders such as Alzheimer's disease, brain injuries, strokes, and showing great promise for treating COVID-19 without mechanical respirators. Ray Crowley has 40 years of experience in physical therapy, treating sports injuries, traumatic brain injury, and other neurological conditions with astonishing results. Visit OxygenRescueCareCentersOfAmerica.com or call Crowley Physical Therapy in Delray Beach at 561-276-9643 to schedule your appointment today.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome back to the second hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. Spiritually Speaking with Sarah is presented by the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. For the next hour, call in and watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, and share love and light.
Yes, indeed, there's a light right here on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. We're answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. And you're rejoining our show at Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And if you're just popping in, we are answering questions on life's topics. You ask the question, Spirit answers the question, and we've got our 574th show going on right now. I can't imagine. 574 shows, and we actually break it down by weeks of shows, but every show is actually in a segment of hours. So we have probably tagged in, I'd have to check with my producer, but probably over 1,500 shows if we were to, or even higher if we included every hour that we actually did a show. And sometimes they break it down in half hours. So imagine all the time over this almost 12 years, we need a party for our 12-year anniversary. I think we need a party for this one. I don't know how we'll pull that one off, but hey, it's time for a party here in Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and I sure hope you'll join us because I think it's time to celebrate. Yeah, that's what I think it's time to do because Lord knows we've got to get a little more party going on. But for now, we're all going to adhere and be a little safe and take the proper precautions because I know life has really not been easy. But I've got some really important questions that have been piling, and I mean piling up on Facebook. We've got people on Facebook and on YouTube. So we're going to go and take some questions from my Facebook friends. And first, we're starting with my YouTube. Leslie says, what do you see about my energy lately at this time? I'm focusing on my sovereignty, keeps coming up all around me. I stopped the thinking and just went with that. Love you, she says. So you know what, Leslie? Let me tell you this, Leslie Fortney. The time for you here is this beautiful energy of moving yourself forward and being true to yourself and aligning yourself with the path that leads you to the career and the abundance and the desired outcome that you are manifesting at this time. So stay into the energy of loving yourself first and foremost, and know that you're laying out a pathway for career, and just go with the flow and follow the promptings. There will be some great opportunities when I open up the energy in April. That's going to open up the possibilities of you to have a meeting with someone that's going to move work and business up a different path. So look for the serendipitous events that will happen so that all of the synchronicities of life can lead you down the path of great financial greatness in this 2021 time. Thank you, Leslie. Follow your heart, and it will never steer you wrong. Thank you for your YouTube question. We're going to pop in and take another social media question, and we're going to Facebook. And Facebook comes from Stephanie Pappas, and she says, is it safe for me to open my heart to a specific person? We both like each other a lot and have been hurt in the past. So her question is this: is it time to open up my heart? And they've been hurt. She's been hurt. The person's been hurt. So where do we go? The first thing we have to do is individually heal and learn to trust the other person. And in that instance, we put before us the opportunity to connect with someone by speaking our truth and doing it in little increments. We don't have to bare our entire soul. And as we get to know someone, we can just begin to build a lane of comfortability and that connection. So be open to this and trust that this relationship, step by step, will lead you to healing individually and connectedly, bring you to a better place in this relationship. So it is safe to open your heart because you are the keeper of your heart. And we have to open our heart in order to ever attract the right partner. So this is a safe place to start. Thank you so much, Stephanie Pappas, for this Facebook question. Who else do we have here? We've got another Facebook question, and she says, what is Spirit trying to tell me and teach me? So, Carla, the first thing that I'm made aware of is that Spirit is wanting you to follow your heart and listen to the angels. They're asking you to step into the energy of meditation, and Spirit is trying to show you that people will take more than you want them to when you open up and give more than you're prepared to give. This is what they tell me. So that makes me feel as if you've been overcompensating and doing quite a bit for people without really letting yourself see what do they bring to the table. So Spirit wants you to learn that there's a path for you to walk, and you have to be true to you, Carla Colburn, because by being true to yourself, no one can ever take you down the path that doesn't feel good for you. And Spirit wants you to learn to be true to yourself. To thine own self, be true. Thanks so much, Carla Colburn, for your Facebook question. We're going to pull another question from Facebook because we've got so much going on there. And I've got Frances Porta. She says, hey, Sarah, it's been a long time, and I've been through a lot of things this lately. What does Spirit say, especially about my career and my relationships? Well, Frances, the first thing that I see here is that relationships and love have been spotty. And I also feel as if we're in a bit of a disconnect with someone close to you in the immediate family. Like, I don't feel like we're connecting with people at the same way. Feels like a family member. So here we have to hold healthy boundaries, and you have to stick to what works for you and your own personal truth in this part of your connection. When it comes to career, I know that there's advancement. There's a career advancement, and I actually see some kind of recognition for you, Frances. I feel like this past 2 years have been a milestone of proving yourself. And I do feel like this coronavirus, this pandemic did create a bit of a setback for you, but I see that you're the bounce back kid. And I feel like you're back on track to get some recognition for your talents in your career. So good job, Frances. The Spirit guides are with you. Ask them to guide you. And I see major achievements for you in the 2021 time. Thanks so much for your Facebook question. We're going to pull another one from Facebook before we go back to the phone lines. I've got Leonora Nora. She says, hey, Sarah, thank you for your time. How will my financial situation and career be in 2021? And so the first thing that she lets me know is that this time for her is a time for great expansion. And this financial situation that you feel a little tight, a little stuck, a little stagnant, can't quite breathe, that's okay. This too is going to pass. I'm going to move you into the month of June. I know we still got to get from here to June, but follow me, Leonora, because when I take you to June, I feel like there's a career opportunity that makes a shift for you so that you can create more abundance and have more, the word they give me. They're telling me you're looking for flexibility and financial wellness. And I feel like there's a change that comes for you. Feel like when I look at the energy, you were kind of caught up in a cycle of something that wasn't really clicking for you. And now the universe wants to put you on a better path. So hang on, my dear. Good things are coming. This is a year of great expansion financially as well as connectively to the divine. Thanks so much for following the Facebook page. Hey, are you watching us on Facebook or YouTube? Would you be so kind as to share the page and like the page, follow the page? Let us know you want to be part of the Sarah Spiritual Vibe Tribe, because this is how we groove here. We groove in the energy of spirit. We're always talking to spirit, and we want to be sure that you get the answers that match your path and where you're at so that you know the perfect place for you to end up at the end of the day, at the end of the week, and coming into the close of 2021, which, guess what? It'll be here before we know it. So time's a wasting. We're going to go right back to the phone lines. I've got calls a holding, and I've got to go to Catherine. Catherine, and she's in Treeport. I'm not sure I know where that is. Catherine, how are you?
Hi, Sarah. Long time no see. Or talk to, rather.
That's right. Catherine,
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Where are you located, Catherine?
Well, I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana. I was living in Texas, and I moved here in May.
Louisiana, right? So
Yes.
good. So you're having some good Creole cooking, got some good food going on?
Well, I'm in the north part, but we are.
Good,
We live in the north of Shreveport. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Beautiful. So, my darling, how can I help you tonight?
Yes, I would like to know. I haven't heard from my daughter. Her date of birth is 12/5. And I hadn't heard from her in 5-6 years. And I just like to get a little comfort to knowing if she's okay or what is going on. You know, that would.
Girl, you are a stubborn woman and you raise a stubborn child. You know this, yes?
She's very stubborn. Yes,
I
she's
know.
very,
Well,
very,
girl,
very
honey, the acorn did not fall far from the tree. Okay, I got to tell you, it didn't.
Amen.
And I'm going to tell you, she's still feeling a little put off, a little insulted, and I just see that there's kind of a bit of a division. But I will tell you this, that she softened in this past year. And I do see her well. I feel as if she's never quite walked the path the way you would have expected her to. This makes sense to you, yes? And her choices have not always matched your expectation for her. And
that's correct.
She's not your average kid, and I get it, or young woman, I should say. But
that's correct.
What I will say is that she's come a long way and grown quite a bit from the mistakes she's made along the way, is what Spirit tells me. So find comfort in knowing that the missteps have been steps that have put her on a better path at this time, which I think is really where the concern is, yes?
Okay, so will you think she would try to come home or reach out to her family anytime soon?
She's softening. I do feel she's softening. She's seeing life as a bigger step. I don't know if she'll reach out just yet, but you hold the vision. Imagine the phone ringing. Imagine her reaching out and speaking to someone connected. She may not talk directly to you, but I do feel like she's she won't and I don't know that she'll talk to you directly, but I feel like she'll give some more insight to someone else in the family than you, and that's really a relationship that's not just troubled from this lifetime but from another lifetime. Okay, Catherine. And Catherine, I want you to know that you're also being very well supported on the other side. I see a female energy connected to you, mother, grandmother energy. She's in that lineage there. So I want you to know that she's with you as well, Catherine. All right?
Okay, so my daughter is alive?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Yes, I do feel her energy, yes.
Oh, okay, but there's someone else that's around me right now.
Yes, there's a loved one on the other side in your mother, grandmother energy who's connected to you, who passed on. She's with you at this time, okay? So I feel like there's loving support from the other side is what Spirit is giving us.
Okay, great. Thank you
Catherine.
so much, Sarah.
Thank you.
Give me a little comfort.
Yes, I'm so glad. Thank you for remembering me and listening to the show. I greatly appreciate that.
Always.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. We're going to go right back to the phone lines. And we've got to go to Maine. I've got Jasmine on the line. Jasmine, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, Jasmine. And how can I assist you tonight?
Well, I am ready to move and in the next few months, and I'm having a hard time finding a house that is in an area that I feel is safe because I want to have like good school.
Yes.
Do you think that something will come up?
I do feel it, and I do feel that the move is going to happen somewhere in the month of May. That's what seems to be the connection there for you, and I do feel that that's something that's going to happen for you. I know that it's a little challenging at this time because a lot of people are in the middle of moving, so I heard there's a bit of a shortage of the best pickings, but I do feel like something is going to come up for you that is going to allow you to have a nice little spot in a house so that you can move and have the good schools next to you. And I know you have a couple of target areas. I will suggest that you expand your target. You never know when you add a couple of different zip codes what may come in your choices, okay?
Do you think that I should look more north or south?
Well, you're looking in the northern Palm Beach area. Is that where you're looking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like North Palm Beach.
Yeah. Head
where I'd
south
like
a
to
bit.
be.
Head south a bit. See what comes up in the south energy, all right? You may have a little better luck, a little more. The word I'm hearing from Spirit is flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
Flexibility. So you'll meet something somewhere in between this West Palm Beach and this Boca area, okay? This is kind of the spot where I want to place you. So North Palm Beach may be a little bit too restrictive and not enough of a demographic spread of choices for you. So look for that.
Okay.
All right? And I feel like that's going to do very well for you. So we look forward to having you back here in sunny Florida, and ideally that'll be back sooner than you think, right?
Yeah.
Yes. I look forward to it. God bless you. All right. Give my love to everyone. Bye.
All right.
888-565-1470. Yeah, rumor has it a lot of people want to move down here to South Florida. So pack your bags, everyone, especially those of you enduring a snowstorm, which, by the way, is probably just about the whole rest of the United States because it's a little chilly everywhere. But that's okay. We welcome you here in South Florida. Just please make sure you know how to drive before you come down here because it's not a pretty picture on the roads. Okay, we've got to go to Connecticut. I've got Danette on the line. Danette, how are you tonight?
Really not so good, Sarah.
Oh.
I got a problem. On Monday, I got a phone call from the Fairfield, Connecticut police.
Yes.
That somebody did put my identity on a card.
Okay.
For unemployment in California.
Okay.
I just want to know if this is going to pan out, that they're going to get the person, and why this happened to me.
Okay. So I'm going to start with this, Danette. It's not a personal thing. Somehow somebody accessed your information, and a lot of people have been doing a lot of scam work, particularly in the unemployment and even in some of the different checks that have been issued during this pandemic time. And these are people who make a living being a thief. And so it's not like there's a dark cloud over you and you got targeted, because I can promise you what you're going through, there's probably thousands of other people going through the same exact thing, orchestrated by the same group of people. Okay? So when I look at the energy, yes, they're going to figure it out and come to that. And you, of course, have steps you have to take so that you can...
I already did that.
Yeah. And
I went to I called the credit company up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have a credit card. They put my name. Somebody knows my name and my. So I called Social Security. They told me I had to call the credit score people, which I
Right.
did. I called everybody that I had to call.
Right.
I don't have a Bank of America card anymore because they scammed me like 6 times. Their security wasn't good. Somebody
Okay.
tried to steal $11,000 from me.
Okay. But Bank America is refunding that money, yes?
No, I don't. I'm not with them anymore. I don't know what they're going to do about this. Whoever.
Okay, then
did
you're
the
not liable.
card.
Then you're not liable for that. You're not liable for
Right.
that. It was theft.
But somebody put money on the card because there was no money on this card, and then they used it all up except $8 of it.
Well, why they did that is they needed someplace to put the money that looked legit so that they could take the money, okay? So they needed an account to associate whatever unemployment check was coming in. So there's a whole science behind this. I have
But I don't have. I'm not unemployed. I am unemployed. I am on workers' comp.
Right. But they just wanted
This
your
is
information.
from California.
Sweetheart, I'm going
I
to
live in
promise you,
Connecticut.
I understand that. These people, they don't commit the crime in the state that you are. They get your information and they do it far, far away. And California was a
Right.
hotbed for this. You're not the only person that went through this. This is not my first time having this conversation with someone. California was a hotbed for this type
Wow.
of energy to happen. But this too will pass. It doesn't impact you. They will find these people. And you will, of course, have a credit alert on your credit company. So all of and that will kind of not let people do that ever again. And will also send you a notification if somebody even tries. You will also maybe have to go through another proof of identity if you choose to open up something or do
I
something.
have to do that now.
Yes.
I have to give them my account number, my social security number, my license number, and they gave me I have a question that I have to answer.
Right. A top secret question. That is your security question. Yes. And then when you establish all this, then, you will go about your business and they will take care of the fraud and the loss. And it's unfortunate that you were the victim of this. And this has happened to so many people. And, lucky for us that they used a card. Think about this. Think how fortunate you are. Think how the angels had your back. That they picked a card that really had been closed. They just used the account to transfer money to. And they didn't officially steal anything from your bank account because we've heard that story too. And then the person doesn't have money for their food, their rent, their house payments, whatever. So, Danette, you are protected. This is an unfortunate thing, but this too shall pass.
And the detective's going to call me tomorrow. But I've been trying to call him since Monday.
Sweetheart,
Yeah.
he'll get to you when he gets to you. Do not put an energy of frenzy in this. This has been resolved. You will do the necessary steps to clear the energy so that you can move forward. It is their job to figure out who did this. And you will take yourself out of the victim energy because you are not a victim. You are an empowered, protected being who is surrounded by light, and this will never happen to you again.
I hope not. Thank God.
You hold the vision that it will never happen to you again. Remember, everyone listening, you are the central point of attraction. If you focus your attention on that which is disappointing or you don't like, you create it around you.
Right.
So, and this becomes a momentum that happens. So, Danette, sorry you had this very rocky start to the 2021. I'm sure not what you had in mind coming out of 2020, because we're thinking, Lord, how crazy could it get? Yours took a crazy turn. But like all stories, there can be a happy ending at the end of it all. And looks like you're on track for that, Danette. So hold the faith.
Will I be getting any money? Anybody winning any money?
Well, that sounds like a great question. Really does. And I can tell you that your birthday came out here in Florida already, but I don't know when it's coming in in Connecticut. But you might want to check and see when it's come, because it does usually come, 9/21 does usually come in the February, March time of the year. So perhaps you will see, and if it hasn't come, maybe you might want to play, and so that you too can follow the prompting and get a cash out from Spirit. All right, Danette, thanks so much for this conversation. I greatly appreciate you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye for now.
Be safe.
I'll be safe. All right, bye. 888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we've got to go to Milwaukee. We've got to go all across the nation. We're on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we're so excited to be connecting with all of you. Leave your questions in Facebook. When we come back, we're going back to the Facebook and the YouTube. We'll be right back.
Interested in state-of-the-art healing? Call Ray Crowley at 561-276-9643. Ray Crowley is a pioneer in the use of hyperbaric oxygen therapy, effectively treating cognitive disorders such as Alzheimer's disease, brain injuries, strokes, and showing great promise for treating COVID-19 without mechanical respirators. Ray Crowley has 40 years of experience in physical therapy, treating sports injuries, traumatic brain injury, and other neurological conditions with astonishing results. Visit OxygenRescueCareCentersOfAmerica.com or call Crowley Physical Therapy in Delray Beach at 561-276-9643 to schedule your appointment today.
For the most extensive multicultural array of spiritual products, classes, and healing services in a comfortable and convenient setting, you must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza in West Palm Beach. There you'll find the products, services, and spiritual development classes to help you bridge the gap between you and your spiritual connection. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Habitat Plaza, West Palm Beach. Call them at 561-682-0955 or online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. For yourself or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza, Okeechobee Boulevard, West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit them on the web at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call Sarah Spiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
And we're back here live on WWNN, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and I am Sarah Spiritual. I hope you visit me in West Palm Beach at my Expedito Enlightenment Center. If you're local here in South Florida, you can learn more about my center at sarahspiritual.com. There at our center, you will find candles and crystal jewelry. You'll find spiritual books and herbs and oils and sprays and so many more things. I can't even begin. Incense, The list just goes on. And there are many products in that center that are hand-created. I am an artisan of spiritual products. We create our own line of spiritual sprays, oils, baths, and incenses. So we do hope you visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center. You're looking for a good metaphysical place where you can get all of the things you need to align yourself with spirit, then we're the place for you at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in West Palm Beach. We're going to go back to the phone lines. I've got to go to Milwaukee. I've got Anna on the line. Anna, how are you?
Good, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing great, Anna. Good to connect with you. Have we spoken before?
Yes, several times.
Okay, great, Anna. Let's see, what's your question? I got some information here for you. What's your question?
I was going to say, I didn't really know what to ask. I just got some things going on with business and some crazy stuff with love, but just.
So this is a time of change for you, okay?
Yes.
It is a big upheaval time. It's like being tossed around in a dryer and you're just being thumped around and you don't know when they're going to let you out, okay? So there's a lot going on. And the way I see this energy for you, I feel as if this is a time for you to learn to step out of the box, to be a little more creative and not expect things to be the same. And you have intentions of your life, visions of your life, and those around you are not holding the same vision. So we have to take a good look at the people that surround us, and we've got to pay attention to the people who are not honoring our personal intentions in space. And I see a love interest that is, well, just all over the place. It is scattered. It is not direct. It is not connected. It is in and out, and it is throwing you completely off balance. This makes sense to you, Anna, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So when Spirit shows me this tumultuous energy, you have to ask yourself, who inside of me, what part of me feels like I deserve to be in a 3-ring circus? Because that's what this is looking like. Okay, you're laughing, but I see Ringling, Barnum, and Bailey Circus coming right to town, and they went out of business, honey. So if they're coming back around just for you, it's quite the show going on, all right? So it's not making you feel good. This is true, yes?
Yeah.
Then why are we messing with that? You love what you think you know, but you don't know who you're dealing with. This is Spirit's words. You love, but you don't know who you're dealing with. Master illusionist. You have to put yourself first here, Anna. Your worth of who you are is much more valuable than what you're aligning yourself with. Business is ready to make a turn for the better, but you were distracted with a capital D. And you're not in the sync of what you want to create. And I also see, they make me feel like there's a study or a class that you wanted to take to help you perfect something. What is that, please?
I'm actually in school right now.
Okay. And we are doing something to help advance our business and career, yes?
Yes.
Okay. This is an important aspect for the advancement that I see, and this is going to take you to the next level. Don't lose sight of what you're working on. Get out of the routine, get out of the box, and live outside the expectations of what you've been living in all this time. And put yourself first. This is not selfish. Self-care is not selfish. It is honoring the God within so that you can be the wonderful conduit of expression of light and love that you are.
Wow.
This makes sense?
All of it.
All of it. So follow the path, disconnect, remove yourself from that which is out of alignment and chaotic and dramatic and reminds you of a time when you were younger, when you didn't know what end was up in your household. This makes sense to you.
Yep.
Take a good look at where you are because you're mirroring the past. And didn't you promise yourself that you were not going to live the life of your family? Didn't you promise yourself that? Make the changes.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. Thank you for remembering the show and calling us back, Anna. God bless you. Stay well. It's going to be a good year. You'll see. Bye for now. Bye. 888-565-1470. We're going to go to Facebook. We've got some questions on the line. So let's see what we've got queued up in our questions. We've got Yvonne McKinley. She says, hi, Sarah. She's got a birthday coming up next week. So, Yvonne, we're real excited for you because I am a woman, hear me, roaring numbers too big to ignore. Yes, indeed, you are ready to have a new job, and you will find a new job. You think you need a miracle, but the miracle is already in the works for you and in the asking. Remember, Yvonne, it is given. I feel financial wellness and transformation for you. And I feel as if there's an opportunity for work as soon as the middle of March that really launches you back on a position of security. So thank you, Yvonne McKinley, for your question. And I do feel that there is another job coming for you. Thanks so much. Who else do we have? We got Kevin Paul. And Kevin Paul says, hey, Sarah, should I stay at my job or should I start looking for other jobs with better pay? And by the way, he's still looking for the love of his life. Well, first things first, you can look for a job with better pay, but you want to pace yourself in this transition. I really feel April, May would be a better time for you to make this change. Anything after that would be ideal. Now, when I look at the energy of love, the love of your life is coming, but we've got to get ourselves out of a routine. Kind of feeling like your style is a little cramped there, Kevin Paul. Can't just be in your mojo. So we just want to kind of pace yourself, but love is coming. And when I look at this energy and I look at the way you're learning to make some shifts and changes in your life and the creativity that I see around you, I do feel that there's a great, strong primary partner coming for you. And that primary partner will come sometime during this calendar year. So I really want you to have your heart completely open and ready for love. You can't hurry love. You just gotta wait. It's not easy. It's a game of give and take. So thanks so much for your question. We're going to take another one from Facebook or YouTube so that we can make sure we get to everyone here. We've got Lisa Hinant, and she says, do you see me doing something with my life, trying to find out why I'm here at her age, and she doesn't feel like she's accomplished anything. Why you're here? First of all, they show me a very kind, loving, giving individual who has made a difference in many people's lives. And you've got a different vision now. You're ready to see yourself accomplishing something that has a little bit more greater, connection with more than one person. And when I look at the energy, I do feel that you have accomplished quite a bit, my dear. But when I move you into the October of this 2021, I do feel like there's a prompting to do something that is creative, a prompting that makes you feel like you've stepped into something of alignment and that you can influence and assist others in some capacity. There's some free will and some meditation and sitting with self that you really need to do. I, Lisa Hint, would tell you that you could go to my website and visit my sessions, and perhaps you and I can do a life path session and see ideally what is the perfect next step for you, because this is a time of great change in the 2021 and 2022 times that will make you feel like you've got a little bit more purposeful living. Your soul is asking you, who are you and what is your mission? And now your mind is trying to catch up with your heart and be on track for something great. Thanks so much, Lisa Hinant, for your question. We're going to take one more from Facebook before we go back to the phone lines at 888-565-1470. We've got Kimberly Griffith. She says, hey, Sarah, may I ask, with the present travel program, am I doing will develop into a new direction? Okay. So when I look at the energy around you, Kimberly, the first thing they make me aware of is that this time for you is a time of closing out things that no longer serve you. And I feel like this year is going to bring you some changes. The changes may involve a move or a slight shift in the program that you're currently doing to take you to the better level and to develop you into the new direction. So take a look at the program and know that there's something that you might want to tweak so that you could get on the perfect path of what you're creating for yourself, Kimberly. This year will close out some chapters. I feel there's a move. There's some changes. This year will take you through all the way into the middle of next year. Going to stop you in the month of May. So between now and May of 2022, you're going to be making changes that will put you right on the spot you need to be for the perfect new direction. Thanks so much for your Facebook question. One more from Facebook before I go back to the phone lines. Nope, they're like, go back to the phone lines, Sarah Spiritual. So we're going to go to Jessica in West Palm Beach. Jessica, how are you tonight?
How are you, Sarah?
I'm doing great, Jessica. And how can I assist you tonight?
I'm feeling a little depleted today. I just want to know if my finances will get better as I go through the year.
So, Jessica, let me spin you back a bit here and let me look at the energy of you really questioning your meaning, your purpose, like the big picture. It's kind of more that you feel like you've been spinning your wheels for a while and you're like, is this all there is? Is this true, please?
Yes, that's correct.
And I feel as if when you look at work, you feel like work just kind of squashes you. Is that true? Yes?
Sometimes. I know there's a lot of changes that's happening behind the scenes with my job. And although I'm grateful for what I do, I just, I don't know if this is it or will I be advanced? I don't know. There's just so many thoughts.
This is why we're saying you're looking for your purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it is time for you to examine, where can this take me? And it's not for you to necessarily have to take action right now. Let's be clear. It is for you to envision the way you would like it to be and how you think, how you feel it could go, and to allow the momentum of the year, because like you said, they are reorganizing, redesigning, and they're running around like chickens without a head right now. And
I figured. I was just like, there's so many things, and
the
workload could be insane, and I'm just like, whoa, am I
but we're
getting noticed?
grateful.
Like, there's just...
But hear what I'm saying. But we're grateful for the opportunity, yes?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Absolutely.
And they will notice when they have time to figure out if they button their shirt correctly, because that's how off the charts they are right there, right now, okay?
Oh, wow.
So you manage yourself and accommodate best and draw healthy boundaries and shine your light. This place will notice and recognize, but it is not the final destination. This is a stepping stone in building the resume to give you the opportunity to present yourself to a different organization or a better department or area so that you can have further advancement, because the box that you're in doesn't offer any advancement from what I see. There's a teeny window with very little scenery. So we need to move you out from under that. And the best way to do it is to be diversified in your actions, and for someone to say, I really would love those talents associated with me, or aligning yourself with another organization. And that's why we will set the intention. I would love to make this. I would love to do the following activities on a daily basis. I would love to feel fulfilled. These are the things that you feel and you focus your attention on. And then when we move you into the energy of the months of August, September, October of 2021, if we have pivoted and the dust has settled and the little munchkins are running around and they still don't notice you, then it's time for you to go, honey.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right,
ma'am.
Jessica. Thank you so much for calling. I greatly appreciate your following the show. Bye for now.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Do we need to take a commercial? I think we need to take another commercial before we go back to the phone lines. If you're on hold at 888-565-1470, then you stay with us. And if you haven't picked up the phone, let's see, what can we get done before the show closes tonight? So stay with us, everyone. Don't go away. You know, we'll be right back.
Interested in state-of-the-art healing? Call Ray Crowley at 561-276-9643. Ray Crowley is a pioneer in the use of hyperbaric oxygen therapy, effectively treating cognitive disorders such as Alzheimer's disease, brain injuries, strokes, and showing great promise for treating COVID-19 without mechanical respirators. Ray Crowley has 40 years of experience in physical therapy, treating sports injuries, traumatic brain injury, and other neurological conditions with astonishing results. Visit OxygenRescueCareCentersOfAmerica.com or call Crowley Physical Therapy in Delray Beach at 561-276-9643 to schedule your appointment today.
Have you ever felt alone, sensing something more is around you, but are unsure how to connect? Do you wonder if your loved ones who are deceased are among you? Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium who can connect you with your loved ones, spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. For Sarah, life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. To contact Sarah for a personal reading, call 561-682-0956 or send an email to Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can also visit www.sarahspiritual.com for more information. That's 561-682-0956 or sarahspiritual.com. Let Spirit and Sarah raise you up.
Interested in relieving tension, reducing stress, and revitalizing your energy? Call reflexologist Isabel Prado at 561-682-0954 to book your session. Reflexology of the hands, face, and ears improves circulation, the functioning of the nervous system, reduces fine lines and wrinkles, and leads to a glowing complexion. Experience what reflexology can do for you today. Contact Isabel Prado at 561-682-0954.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call Sarah Spiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
And we're back here live on WWNN 1470 AM and 95.3 FM. I sure hope you join me next week at February 23rd for our psychic protection and spiritual cleansing class. We want to teach you so much on how to maintain your aura, how to hold your energy, and how to build a little relationship with your guides and angels. Make sure that you're all sealed off as you navigate life. We got a coupon code. We'll pop that up on the screen for all of you to see. So we welcome you participating in this fabulous class. And let's see where it is. So the class here is only $11 with the coupon code. So sure hope you join us there on February 23rd. It is online, so you can learn more about it at sarahspiritual.com, where if you go to our classes session, you'll see we've got quite the lineup coming up. So I've got to go back to the phone lines. I want to go to Miami. And I got Lisa on the line. Lisa, how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm fine. How are you? Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome, Lisa. Have you called here before?
No, I'm a first-time listener.
Well, we are welcoming you. How did you hear about the show?
From a friend, a new friend out in the state of Washington. She told me about you through Facebook.
Through Facebook. Well, you thank your friend in the state of Washington, and I bet we're glad we're down here in South Florida, because everywhere else it's a little chilly and it's a little weird out there, right? So
yes,
we're
very
so
weird.
glad. We're so glad we are here. So we'll send her some sunshine and a big thank you. So, Lisa, the way I work is I'm going to listen to Spirit and give you some information here. And we are actually going to ask you first, what is your question for us?
Well, I'm going through struggling with a big problem right now, and I've just moved down here. I've only been in Florida this time for 3 years, and I'm living with my son, and things have
difficult,
especially with COVID. Things have gone really awry, and financially, like I experienced a whole bunch of great healing and everything before moving down here. Without going into a lot of detail, I'll just say that God and the archangels healed me of a lot of things, and I ended up experiencing rainbow energy healing, and now I'm a practitioner. And I'm also Usui Holy Fires Master 3 online and everything. So I want to really use my gifts, like all of this stuff that's happened since.
Right. I'm going to pause you because I have to pause you because I don't want us to run out of time, and I want to be sure to kind of get right to where Spirit is taking me. So you were going through this transition, and this transition is kind of pulling up some difficult times, and you thought you were riding the wave of some real cool spiritual energy, but like a lot of people on the spiritual path, you kind of hit an air pocket, and it's a big one. But it's also giving you an opportunity to close out a lot of chapters of energy that's karmic. And this is part of it, and part of the reason why you're back where you are, connecting to your son. And the relationship, as good as it may be, I see the bumps, I see the ridges, I see the differences in it. And I really need to let you know that you're very supported by Archangel Michael and Saint Germain. We host the Violet Ray of Saint Germain. We're given the light. We're one of the few places in the world that have this violet ray energy at our center in West Palm. So one day, come visit us, because you're going to find that you're bringing up the energy of Atlantis. And so it's a major transformative time. And I'm also made aware of a woman who stands above you. She stands in the position of grandmother energy. She makes me aware of, she's holding the energy for you. And I also have a female underneath her, which makes me feel like mother is there. Mother has passed, please?
Yes.
Okay. Because mother's energy comes through stronger than grandmother's, but grandmother stepped up further for me to notice her. And then I have the mother energy. And mother energy talks about a lot of healing from relationship things when you were a little girl. This is true, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And you're healing the wounds of the generations, and this is why they both step forward. And you are aware of this generational healing that you're doing on a cellular and spiritual level, yes?
I guess that's why I'm going through all the crap going through.
You are, and this too will pass, my dear, when I move you into the energy and I take you into the energy on or around your birthday. Things will start to clear up. I do feel like there's a move that comes for you this year as well, and you kind of recalibrate yourself. I do feel that you'll be able to align yourself with some right-minded, vibrational matched individuals as this begins to lighten up. And I do feel you're going to pay forward your healing by being of service to others. When I move you in the energy, I also am told by Spirit, by Archangel Gabriel as well, that there is a book that you need to write. There's some writing that has to come through you, and there's a communication from them that will assist you in the channeling information of this healing of many things that has occurred over your life, but especially the healing of the heart that is happening. This is true to you, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Step forward and assume the path of the way shower, the leader, the teacher, and all will align for you. Lisa, they're waving me off for the show, but I do hope that I've been of service. Visit sarahspiritual.com. Perhaps we can connect personally. Bye for now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. Write the number down, and I'd love to talk to you next week. Thank you so much for sharing the Facebook page, the YouTube page. Thank you for joining our community. Special thanks to the person who referred someone from Washington all the way here in South Florida. We love the connections. We are connected always, heart to heart, soul to soul. Next week is 575 live shows with just us. So thanks so much for following the show. God bless you. Stay safe. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
There's a light.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate life. Listen and call in next week and let Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in next week for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the